We have a time of 8 a.m. on this Saturday morning, June 10th, 2017. It's time now for the Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning, June 10th, 2017. God, God, oh, no! Good morning to you all. This lovely Saturday morning, 10th of June, 2017. Top story on Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning is... All we want the facts, spam. During his congressional testimony on Thursday, James Comey played his best Sergeant Joe Friday, pronounced that the 1950s Dragnet TV series known for. That searching line as is stripped guilty of obstruction of justice. Comey laid out the case. London, Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn lost Britain's election, but his beaming smile and enthusiasm. With his funds up the morning, there was the mere man who knew he was nevertheless the winner. Romney, McCain, and Graham urged Trump to act on Russia, listed those offering help. Washington, President Trump is ramping up pressure on catered herself what he calls a high level of financial support and terrorism made by the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson to call. Tries to calm the worst diplomatic precedent of the Persian Gulf in years. U.S. Special Operation Forces are assisting the Philippine military in the battle against ISIS and failed fighters, the U.S. Embassy in Manila said Saturday. London had the Pakistan origin London Bridge detector succeeded in hiring a 7.5-ton truck. The number of casualties in the carnage would have been much higher, the British media reported on Saturday. Washington, President Trump says that the United States is committed to the mutual defense of NATO members, casting aside concerns that it has failed to mention the commitment last month weakened in odds. This week marks the 50th anniversary of the Six-Day War between Israel and its Arab neighbors, as one of the two stories examine how last war changed by the war. However, Russian Ministry of Defense reported on Friday that pro-government forces circling around U.S. military bases in eastern Syria to reach the Iraqi border are dealing with what could have been a major blow to the declared U.S. The White House is bringing with age lawyers and communication girls to begging President Trump to stop treating a mental health call to a deadly shooting in Oklahoma with 3 law enforcement officers converted. The night with a man at a convenience store, the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office said. Speaker Georgia Vice President Mike Pence said that the suburban Atlanta Republicans must let Karen handle the Congress help President Trump or risk a loss that could help the House control back to the Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi. St. Paul, Minnesota. Geronimo Yanez, a former Minnesota police officer on trial for fatally shooting in Finland and Castile during a traffic stop in July 2016, testified Friday he fired a weapon before because Castile had his gun with his hand, not his wallet. Mystery illness killing white bonds. Relay for life and novel about attracts many. Mansfield crash, injures 3. Our communication committee is asking the Federal Communications Commission to permit ringless voicemails that can fill up your cell phone without you knowing. Facebook, Apple, Amazon.com, Alphabet, Microsoft, and all fell more than 3% on Friday as investors wanted data out of stocks. The group has been the market leaders in and beyond about 40% of the performance of the year. I bidder pledged $2.68 million with the San Francisco charity in exchange on a lunch date. With billionaire investor Warren Buffett the winner in an online auction that concluded Friday on eBay Incorporated website shows the many nominates. The company logo and trading base of the Black Rock is displayed on the screen in front of the New York Stock Exchange in New York. ULA has claimed that it was not given a fair chance to bid for the launch contract of the U.S. Air Force X-37B miniature space plane. The idea of the greater humanity in East Africa as long as a hold of the scientific and part of the popular imagination. 2 recent guests at the Las Vegas resort have contracted disease, the 7th by the health district said on Friday. Peter Chell News on is 8:04 on this Saturday morning. Donna Frey, Sports Report. Not Leinster softball team are moving on to the South. Moving on to the state semis after last night's 2-0 win over the Hampton Greenway with Trip Field and Taunton. Boston Red Sox beat the Detroit Tigers 5-3 at Fenway, and the Cleveland Cavaliers defeat the Golden State Warriors 137-116 in Game 4 of the Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Red Sox and the Tigers go at it at 7:15 p.m. Showdown over at Fenway Park. With Kevin Durant set to take on NBA, LeBron James responded to reality. The version of 3-3 coming on the Tokyo Olympics in 2 years has the same game that is seen on so many playgrounds. Cleveland referees had the miscommunication score table led the commission fought Draymond Green technical foul in the third quarter of the Game 4 NBA Finals. Leland Green initially being announced and ejected before the call. And Cavs match finals point for quarter and a half. Peter Jones on 8:05 on this Saturday morning, and it's time now for traffic controls of the puck. Beep beep. Let's study off MJ, where on the subway system, the bus will place red line between Braintree and Quincy Adams stations on JFK, UMass, and Ashmont Stations for the weekend on June 10th, June 11th, all day. And on the commuter rail, looking good, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, I was in my ways of New England. Let's study off in southeastern Massachusetts and Cape Cod, where it's looking good. And Rhode Island and Connecticut was looking good. And today on East Pantas, slow between Shrewsbury and 495 and Marlborough. Route 3, Everett, low connector to the North Pantas. It is slow, but the Vermont North Germania was looking good. And we got some slow spots around New Jersey and Long Island Expressway, West Pantas. It is slow between Elmhurst and 278. 9th Avenue South Pantas between the Bronx and George Washington Bridge. 9th Avenue North Pantas, slow between George Washington Bridge between New Jersey and New York. 278 eastbound side. It is slower for the Brooklyn stretch. Peter Jones on news. 8:06 on this. Saturday morning, and it is time now for a weather report. And we're taking a look at radar, and it shows some line of rain showers stretching from southwest of Walrus, New York, all the way down, and the northeast of PA, and the northwest of New Jersey. And another line of rain showers stretching the line from west of Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, all the way around Harrisburg and around Lebanon and around York, Pennsylvania. And we're seeing some spotty rain showers around the Pittsburgh area, around Fenway and Elwood City, and a line of rain showers north of Kensington and around New Philadelphia and Custom, Ohio, and raining around Youngstown, around Sharon. And patchy rain showers around Acadie Park and raining around north of Montpelier, and spotty rain showers around Syracuse and south of Syracuse and then upstate New York. And raining around southeastern portions of New Brunswick. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, slight change of showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. Most Wisconsin about 81 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 9 miles an hour. Chance rate to 20%. For the night, forecast about 62 degrees. Southwest about 6 to 9 miles an hour. For Sunday, sunny most coast about 93, about 67 degrees. Southwest winds about 6 to 30 miles an hour, becoming lighter into midnight. For Monday, sunny most coast about 92, about 69 degrees. West about 3 to 7 miles an hour. For Tuesday, most Wisconsin about 91 degrees. Tuesday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms for midnight. Most Wisconsin about 62 degrees. And chance rate to 40%. Wednesday, most sunny forecast about 71, about 82 degrees. Thursday, most sunny, mostly clouds about 69, about 55 degrees. And for Friday, chance of showers, mostly clouds about 72 degrees and chance rate to 30%. Currently in Taunton, it's fair skies at 69 degrees. In Lawton, it's fair skies and it's 61. And in Mansfield, it's fair and 64. That's going to be for the Peter Chill. Water news on this. June 10th, 2017 on a Saturday morning. I appreciate what you have. A good morning, goodbye to y'all. Have a good day. Have a good day.